All right, let's turn focus to South Korean crisis now. South Korea's parliament on Thursday formally introduced a motion to impeach President Yoon Suk Yeol, setting the stage for a historic vote which could oust him following the failure of his short-lived attempt to declare martial law. Yoon's declaration of martial law late on Tuesday attempted to ban political activity and censor the media in South Korea. The shock move divided Yoon's ministers and unleashed 6 hours of political chaos. The impeachment motion against Yoon was reported to a plenary session that opened shortly after midnight. Following the introduction of the motion, a vote on impeachment must be held within 24 to 72 hours. All right, our correspondent Amit Mukherjee is joining us from New Delhi. Amit, good morning. Now, after almost 6 hours of political chaos in South Korea, we now see the motion there to impeach President Yoon Suk Yeol. Help us understand what next.
Preeti, as of now, once this, the decree has been issued, the army has issued the decree out here in South Korea, following which, all normal activities which happen under a democratic setup, that gets suspended. In fact, the press freedom has been curtailed. The parliament building has also been sealed, as we are learning. And so no activity in the parliament can take place right now. So any political activity as of now lies suspended. So in the wake of that, it's almost like president's rule out there. And nothing really can move unless and until, this decree is lifted. So as of now, freedom of press is curtailed. Even the doctors who were striking, they have been asked to report back on duty within 48 hours. So basically, now Yoon has taken control over the entire situation. And unless and until, he steps down, because there were anticipation that the entire country is asking him to step down. And, because obviously, the liberal left, I mean, it has been engaging, as the government, as Yoon says right now, it has been engaging in anti-national activities, and it had certain leanings towards North Korea, which was not really unacceptable, which is why this move has been taken to TV.
All right, Amit, the president's tenure was to run until 2027. Now that we see this impeachment motion, who are likely to be his successors?
Well, as of now, there's a total chaos, Preeti, and, who will be the political successor and what will be the political future of South Korea as of now, it has to be seen, because as of now, it's a president's rule out there. As far as political and a democratic setup is concerned, that's out of the question at this point in time. So who succeeds Yoon right now is not to be seen. And what happens to South Korea right now, what are the developments that are taking place, that is more interesting right now. The international community is also looking at it. Of course, the people of South Korea was pretty unhappy with his, way of handling things. So it's a total chaos right now, and unless and until there's clarity on what the next move would be, it's very difficult to say as to who the next successor would be. Preeti?
All right, you're talking of, how there is still uncertainty, but then what does it hold in the future, for the developments in the Korean Peninsula? On one hand, we have this, instability in South Korea. At the same time, we have North Korea and Russia, defense treaties signed by the two leaders of the countries. Help us understand, what bearing will it have on the Korean Peninsula, this development in South Korea?
Well, Preeti, South Korea obviously has been very close to the US, and we saw the kind of alignments that had been happening, whether it's the Ukraine war, because even South Korea had taken a stance along with US that they will be sending troops to Ukraine to fight against the North Korean troops, which the Russians had mobilized at the front line. So, I mean, everything stands divided. The war which has been there, the conflict which has been there between North and South Korea, it had taken a situation which was beyond the borders of just borders of North and South Korea. So we had seen the conflict being panning out even in the European region. So I mean, it was very, very clear, and this government, the Yoon government, has obviously been very, very aggressive as far as North Korea is concerned. And that is what the whole issue of contention has also been, because Yoon has been alleging that the liberal left seems to be, cozying up with North Korea as well, which is also, which he has termed as an antisocial activity, following which, this kind of, martial law has been, implemented out there in South Korea. Preeti?
All right. Thank you so much, Amit, for joining in with those inputs.